All I got to say is, in the words of Scheib, woo! Today in the wood yard, all this wood's gonna get split small. Here we go. Hello, fellow firewood fanatics. My name is Chris, in case you're here for the first time. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today, this pile of wood that I cut yesterday is gonna get split. I moved the splitter down over this way, and I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here in this area and throw the wood kind of at this end over here, and that way I can stack it kind of right along this edge, and I can get it kind of close to the wood that's stacked over there, because I want to get another truckload and put it right here and then have that wood cut, split, and stacked right here on this edge, because my drive is right here, so I got to be able to come through here. So I figure if I get all this wood split and I get it all stacked back close to the wood that's already stacked back there, it'll open up this whole area here, and I can get a whole other truckload in here, or two, because I could go all the way out to that tree if I want. So I could probably get 2 more truckloads in here, and then I have to come back over this way, and I've got a whole pile over here waiting for me that needs to be cut and split and stacked. There is a truckload here that is in 2 rows that I got I don't know, probably got it almost 2 weeks ago now. I just haven't been able to get to it because I've been working on the other one. So that's what's going to be next. And then I'm opening up space in the back, and I'm opening up space right here, so I could probably get another truckload or 2 back there and then up here. And if I really feel ambitious, I could put another couple truckloads back right over in this area too, right out in the field. So I got lots of area that I'm kind of opening up that I'm going to be able to put wood in, and I'm going to get going on it because it's the time of year to make wood for next year. So here we go, splitting time. So instead of having the splitter run and make noise while you watch me split wood, I thought I would try something a little different this time. A lot of times when I'm editing my videos, and a lot of times even while I'm splitting, I'm thinking of things that I would like to say or tell you about, or just things that come up. So I thought this would be a good time to do it, so you can watch me work and I can give you some information about things that I've learned, or things that I found out about wood that might be interesting to you. So that's what I'm going to do during this section. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story. It's a good story. You're going to like it. This is a true story. Now, this happened about 3 years ago now. I was working in my wood yard one day, and it was probably like in the end of winter, March time, I want to say. And I had just split a big, huge truckload that came in. So it was just one big, huge pile. So it was very even all the way around. And we had, I don't know, a little bit of snow, probably like what you see in the screen right now on the video I'm doing. It was just a couple inches maybe. And I noticed footprints all around in the back of my property. And where I have my wood yard, it's the back of my building that I own, where my other business is. And so I figured somebody just walked back there and looked around, but still, I usually don't have people go back there. So I kind of just took mental note of it, and the very next day I came back, and the big pile of wood that I had split, that was in a big mountain, I noticed there was like a hole in it, like a dent. Like I couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong, so I went and I looked. Well, here somebody had come and backed into my wood yard, because there's a gravel drive that goes through my parking lot that they could get to it, and they must have loaded up a pickup truck full of wood. Well, I'm a kind of person that likes to take care of things myself, so that very same day I went and I bought, I think it was 3 boards that were like all 6 feet long by 10 foot. No, they were 6 feet long, and they were 10-inch boards is what it was. And I drove spikes through the boards at different angles, like hundreds of them through the boards. And I dug a trench and I buried it right at the entrance of where you go into my wood yard. That very night, he came back, and I got him. I had one of the boards was completely gone. It was just gone, missing. Another board was about 10 yards away from where I had buried it, and it was broken in half from where it must have got caught in his wheels and went around. And then another board was flipped over. but I know I got at least 3 of his tires that I could tell. Now there was paint chips, gravel was spread all over the place, and so I knew I had got the guy. So I thought, well, I better call the cops just to let them know what happened. So I called the police and I told them, and I had him come there and I showed him what had happened. And he just smiled and he said, "That's a good idea." I was worried I was going to be in trouble. But the reason I told him is I wanted to be sure that he knew about it in case somebody, tried some type of retribution and had vengeance on me and burned my building down or something. So I thought I should let him know. But anyway, I got the guy pretty good, I think. He never came back. I don't know why, but he never came back. But now I have no trespassing signs. I actually have a movable sign that I have on a board that I put right in the middle of the driveway. And since then, I've never had a problem. But anyway, that's what I did. So I kind of took matters into my own hands. For a while, I had a camera up. I put a trail camera up in a tree where you couldn't see it. And I would check it every couple days, and there was people that would, pull into the parking lot and turn around and leave when I wasn't there. But I'm there so much, it's really not a problem except for late at night. But anyway, there's my story. I got the guy, and he never came back. Don't know why. So the next thing I thought I'd talk about was I was going to talk about one person on the videos just the other day made a comment about, or had a question. How do I get all my work done in my photography studio if I'm always doing wood? Well, that's a good question. Because I'm self-employed and it's my own business, I just work around my schedule. If I have a full day of photography, or if I have a day where I'm going to be gone doing, shooting on a job because I do school contracts and sports photography, obviously I don't work in the wood yard. But then there's other days I don't have anything, so I go work all day long. The other thing that happens is a lot of times I'll have photography appointments all day long, right up until 5 o'clock or something like that. And then I'll be done for the day, and then I'll, get some supper, and I come back, and in the summertime when it's light up till 9 o'clock, I'll work out in the wood yard for, 2-3 hours. I try to do that a lot. And then I have weekends. And the other thing that I do quite often in my photography business is that I have editing that I need to do. So that's just sitting at a computer, and I don't want to waste daylight sitting at a computer. I want to be outside in the wood yard because that's like one of my favorite places to be. So I'll save my editing for at night, and once I get done working outside, I'll go back inside and I'll work on editing a lot of nights till midnight, 1 o'clock, sometimes even 2 o'clock to get it all done. And that way I can get maximum time out in the daylight doing work. So that's kind of how it works. And I do work a lot. I work 12 to 16 hours a day. I always tell people jokingly that it's great being self-employed. I only have to work half days, and I get to decide which 12 hours. So, and now with YouTube, that's another thing that I have to do. I've been spending 2 to 3 hours a day on either editing, answering questions, or just doing videos, production stuff. So that's taking a lot more time too. So there's a lot of nights I'm up till midnight, answering questions and stuff. So that's taking quite a bit of my time away. But my photography business is also very seasonal, I should mention. June to September is my busy time of year, and then October through May is my very slow time of the year, which is why I started doing more firewood then, because I have the time to do it. So it kind of works into my schedule, and I just work around it as best I can. And obviously there's days where I get a lot of work done in the wood yard, and there's some days I don't do anything. So that's about all I got to say for now. So now we're going to go and you can watch some speed splitting, as I like to call it. So here we go. It's coming up right now.
this out. Chunk of elm. That's split. I just ran out of gas. Things have been going quite well. I'll give you a little look. Here is where I'm throwing the stuff that is dry when I split it. Dry, ready to be burned. Throwing some chunks over here so I can just pick those up. And then over here is the pile that I've been accumulating. And so all I have left, which is still quite a bit, is this pile right here. That's at least another, oh boy, but that's an hour and a half's worth there probably. And according to my calculations, everything that I know about splitting, when I do split, I can split by myself about a full cord per hour. And the gas in the splitter will last me just a little over 3 hours. So like 3 hours, 15 minutes if I fill it real good and full. And I had it real full, so I didn't look at the clock. I just know it takes about 3.5 hours to empty a tank, and I just emptied the tank. So I'm gonna fill it back up. So that means that I have already split, oops, getting a little spillage here. I've already split about 3 full cords, give or take. If I have someone helping me, I can do a little more than a full cord per hour, because you can go a little bit faster and save a lot of arm strength. My arms are getting tired just from all the lifting I've been doing. My problem is with my arms, besides being like toothpicks, I really don't give them any rest. I do this pretty much at least 3-4 hours a day, even on days when I have work in my other business where I'll work 7-8 hours, like especially in the summertime. I'll come out here for 4 or 5 hours and split till dark or stack till dark or something like that. And on days in the winter like this, you get basically, seems like only a few hours of daylight, you know, because it gets light out at 7:30 in the middle of winter, and then it's dark by 4:30, 5 o'clock, so you don't really have that much time. So a lot of those days I'll come out here and I'll try to get as much done as I can. If I don't have work to do in my other business, I'll come out and I'll hammer out as much work as I can get out. And I do that day after day after day. And physically, it's not easy, especially since I'm almost 100 years old, according to my kids. So yeah, physically, it's not easy. My arms are sore almost every night. They just ache. But you know what they say, no pain, no gain. It's the only way to actually get ahead with firewood is to stay on it, because those of you that sell wood or are just starting out or have only been selling for a short amount of time, you're starting to find out, aren't you? You could never have too much wood. So back at it, here we go, splitting again. Well, I came across a couple gut busters here. I got a few big rounds that I could lift if I want my eyeballs to pop out of my head, because they're pretty big. They're like about 20 inches. So I'm gonna pop them down so that I can lift them up easier. So here we go. There, that was nice. Let's try the other one. If you can see from where you are. It's got a line across here where it's already cracked, so there we go. That wasn't so hard. So back to splitting with the splitter. Also, one of the things I'm going to show you is that how easily I can move my splitter around. I'm getting to be a ways away from the wood and I don't have to carry it back and forth. I want to be able to just reach and split it. So I'm going to move the splitter over here. I'll show you how I do it. It's not that hard. And so obviously if you have a small, you know, box store size splitter or a smaller splitter in general, it's pretty easy to move. But this one I've mentioned before is kind of at my limits as far as what I can move myself. And if you have a real big splitter, for those of you who are thinking of getting a big one, remember you're going to have to move it. And I like to be able to move my splitter to the wood instead of the other way around. So this is pretty easy for me to move around pretty much all by myself. Because I'm not moving at big long distances for the most part. Except some of this is in the way here now. So I got to move a log here because I want to get it real close. So yeah, as long as I'm not having to go too far with it. I mean, I pull it around the yard by myself, pretty much no problem. Just got to watch out for stuff like that log right there. It's in the way. Now I'm getting mad. Come on. There we go. Got it there. So now I'm lots closer to the wood and I don't have to take 2 or 3 steps to get a piece. I can just turn around, grab it, and then start splitting again. So I only moved it from here to there, but that's how I do it. Here we go, splitting time again. Last one. That's it, folks. That's all she wrote. I got it done. The pile's pretty darn huge. It must be, it's got to be getting close to 6 o'clock by now because it's been dark for quite a while. And all I got to say is, in the words of Scheib, woo! Got her done. So that's it for today. Please hit the like, subscribe button. You know what to do, and I will see you tomorrow back here in the wood yard. Now get outside and get cutting.